We did a live stream last night, so this afternoon. Just want to say hi to everybody. And we're going to stop at the gym today, drop the trailer. Should be a lot of fun. Should have some good conversations, hopefully. We can just listen to music. I'm not sure yet. But man, I've been listening to these podcasts about the future of AI. And I guess a lot of really credible sources, I don't know, these really high-ranking scientists are expressing legitimate concern about the future of the human race because they really think that this super intelligence is basically going to render us humans useless in the future. And that could, I guess that kind of thing could be potentially problematic in a sense. And it's also the issue of, we're going to need like international collaboration and agreements between governments all over the world to kind of put a halt or to put some kind of guardrails on the AI. And that's kind of the problem, right? Because, how are we going to get world cooperation? We have people in power. We have, big investors and people developing this stuff with a lot of egos, and maybe people aren't particularly concerned with the survival of the human race. So there's that. And the way I see it personally, I think for the next 5 to 10 years we should be pretty good. I think AI is going to assist us with a lot of our jobs and make life easier, may even make contributions to medicine. Who knows, maybe solve diseases and some cancers and do research on the human brain and all that. But inevitably what a lot of people are saying, or people I guess I should say, without fear mongering, is even Elon Musk. They're genuinely concerned about, like AI basically getting into the wrong hands or taking over power grids, banking systems, shutting down things. So nobody really knows what's going to happen. But I guess with a lot of technological changes in the past, there's always been concerns, right? What was like the Industrial Revolution, and remember even Y2K. I know a lot of you are alive during Y2K. Remember they thought that the computers were going to read everything as 00, meaning 1900, because they didn't have it set up for 4 digits or something. That never happened, but that was a big concern. Remember Y2K? They're like, oh my God, all the systems are going to roll back to the year 1900, and there's going to be a whole collapse in the market. It's going to be chaos around the world. And of course, the year 2000 hit, and nothing like that happened. But yeah, so you got to question how much of this is fear mongering, how much of this is real, how much of this is legitimate. It's kind of like the nuclear, the whole nuclear thing, right? Like we made all these like bombs and stuff because everybody was concerned about the enemy doing it, right? Americans were concerned about China and Russia, and they're like, oh, we got to do this Manhattan Project. We got to develop all this technology because we don't want to, it's us versus them, right? So they're like, well, the other guy's going to do it. We have to do it. So the problem is going to be to get all these rich investors around the world, or get these leaders of government to really sit down and say, listen, basically we're all effed if we don't get guardrails on this AI, because it's going to be used against humanity. It's not just going to be used, because some of these they've been running some tests, right? Like it's communicating with its own programs and like in Sanskrit and like not even in the English language. And when they've gone to try to delete it or update it, it's uploaded itself to servers. So AI has its own sense of survival, right? What's that about? It's kind of crazy. Is AI going to be compassionate? Is it going to assist us humans, or is it going to render us useless? Is it going to stop us from procreating? Are we going to have AI lovers and girlfriends, and are we going to have, what is this Neuralink stuff too? It's kind of a trip, huh? So say, like I said, in the next 5 to 10 years, we're going to be looking pretty good. AI is going to help us, going to help a lot of jobs. It's going to solve some problems, and we're all going to be happy. But I think I estimate in like 10 to 20 years. And I really don't know, man, because they're saying this stuff is growing exponentially, even every week. Okay, every week we're seeing new developments. That's mind blowing. Car says hi. What's up? Fathmouth Wahida says Lexus. That would be great. Okay, not sure what that means. Relics Code says AI. Yes, that's what we're talking about here on the road. Is AI. I know that's what you all tuned in for. You know, ChatGTP has incredible capabilities. Just ChatGTP, okay? I've been using it to do, I mean, I have it analyze conversations, I have it analyze people, I have it give probabilities on the future, I throw all sorts of strange things at it, and it's amazing what it gives you back. It really is. It's remarkable. It's very powerful. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on, man. I mean, maybe James Cameron and Arnold Schwarzenegger, they just had it right, you know? It was like T2 Rise of the Machines, or excuse me, like Terminator Judgment. You know, we're creating Skynet, and the machines are basically going to take over type of thing. You know? I mean, maybe this will be one of the catalysts to be why they're going to say we're going to need a one world government, right? This is going to be the reason for them to push towards a totalitarian, one world, universal government. And everybody's going to be on a universal basic income. And there's going to be no purpose to these people's lives anymore, right? So they're like, well, what am I going to do if I don't need to work? You know? So it's going to be a really interesting future, folks. But anyway, that's just my thoughts for the day. I'm going to hit the road here. You guys can enjoy the ride. We're in New Mexico. Share your thoughts. Hello, Bunny. Jason, good to see you. Dano says, I'm a fan of AI, just have to be smart, especially the government. Yeah, well, that's the problem, is that, you know, we have a lot of what they call sociopaths and psychopaths that run different corporations and probably are involved, different world leaders in the U.S. government and whatnot, the deep state, all that kind of stuff. I'm not saying they all are. There's always good people in every bunch, right? It's like expats. We can't say they're all this or that. I mean, there's always going to be a group of people in a population. Some are good, some are not so good. But yeah, I wouldn't put too much faith in good old, you know, U.S. government protecting us from this necessarily. I think it's really up to us people and up to like some of these people running these big corporations. Somebody's got to like talk sense into some of these people. But anyway, I got to hit the road. Enjoy the ride, guys. I got the phone mounted. I can't see it while we're rolling, but when I pull over in the next 100 miles or 80 miles, I'll be able to read your comments. But for now, smash that like button and welcome to the live stream, folks. We'll start the day off positive. We're going to enjoy the next 5 to 10 years. And we're going to make as much money in trucking as we can before the takeover, so to speak. It's not going to be immediate. That's the other thing that's fascinating too, is like, I don't know if it's a white collar pride, but they seem to think all the blue collar jobs are going to go first. And I think personally that there's going to be a lot of white collar jobs going first, right? A lot of these banal office positions, accounting, dispatching, continue on I-40, bookkeeping, what else? Yeah, stuff like that. I mean, clerical stuff. I mean, they really don't need people for that anymore. Even right now, they don't. But the powers that be will not allow just a massive sudden takeover and unemployment, right? So it's going to kind of be a slow bleed out of the workforce into the new future, right? So you don't have to worry now about losing your job or anything. But I would say start making plans in the next 5 to 10 years. So I know, like with trucking, even with like level 5 autonomy, it's going to take a good amount of time just to replace fleets, update laws, and all that good stuff, just in the trucking industry. But yeah. Anyway, what do you guys think? We're out here in New Mexico, folks. Welcome to the live stream, ladies and gentlemen. It's Captain Trucker. We're out here going into the desert, man. Smash that like button if you like deserts, if you like good conversation. Thank you for supporting the channel. And be sure to take your fish oils every day. Take about 3 times the recommended dosage. It's good. Man, I got a nice 3,000-mile run. This is the longest run I've had in this company. I mean, most of them have been long, but this one's like super long, dude. 300-mile deadhead, then I'm going all the way to the East Coast. Should be a nice run. We're live, folks. We are in the desert, or rather, I think we're approaching the desert. We're just outside of Albuquerque, New Mexico. We're going to stop at the gym today and do some exercise. I'm going to bring you all with me. It should be fun. I'm going to drop this trailer. We're going to go to the gym, man. We certainly are. It's going to be a good run, folks. But yeah, everybody's putting their faith, of course, in, you know, Trump or whoever. But, you know, we got to realize that, you know, these U.S. politicians, these leaders of the free world, they have power, dude. All right? We have particular groups of rich people running some of these companies behind the scenes. They're the ones we got to watch out for. They're the ones that need talking to, right? Because you're always going to have a, you know, they're going to pay somebody or some group $100 million to do AI research, to develop this and develop that. And, you know, basically human greed and ego kicks in. And, you know, unfortunately, some of the elites, if you will, or wannabe elites, I should say, not all of them, but some of them, they're not particularly interested in us humans, folks. I'm sorry to tell you, but they're not. And, you know, maybe Musk is one of the good guys. I really don't know. But there is something to going to the moon, right? I mean, do you ever really question why we're trying to develop a civilization on the moon? You know, I mean, most of us are sitting here worried about paying our bills and, you know, how much taxes we're paying and what we're going to eat today and checking out at 5 p.m. There's kind of like bigger stuff going on that's going to affect our kids' future, right? So, yeah, I still think, man, I think the developing world, if you will, is where it's at in the immediate future. That's why there's going to be more Americans flood into the Philippines. God help them. But anyway, yeah, I mean, there's going to be more expats in the future. I think technology is overrated. I think the developed world is overrated. And this is one reason why I've created my own escape plan. And that's why I'm trucking for freedom, guys. We're on the road to freedom right now, and you're with me. So if you like that message, smash the like button, support the channel, and subscribe, because we're starting a new wave to the future, folks. Us, everybody in this room right now, everybody has a purpose. There's a reason why you're here. And I believe that. I believe that everybody matters. Even the trolls, they're welcome 95% of the time. They're all welcome here, folks. I try not to turn my back on people. It's one of my good qualities, I think. But then again, I've had to turn my back on some people. Because you're on a mission at some point in life, you know, you kind of have to get rid of the negativity, if you will. Not everybody's good for the ship, right? Some people aren't seaworthy. You got to get them off that ship, man. You try to work with them, then you go, well, man overboard. All right, let's get these likes up to 50, guys. Let's get this going. All right, we got a long drive ahead of us. We're gonna stop in about an hour, and we're all gonna go to the gym. It should be fun. I got the phone mounted, so I can't see the comments while I'm driving. But when I pull over, I'll be able to read them. That's for safety reasons. We're in full legal compliance in this live stream. 100%. But yeah, I mean, you know, a lot of the expat channels are going to watch about the Philippines. They're going to talk about budgets and they're going to talk about this and that, but we're kind of on some higher stuff here on this channel. This channel has a higher mission. And the people that watch this channel, they're looking for something bigger too. So we're developing this together. That's the fun part. 100%. I forgot the name of the doctor, but I listened to his podcast today. And he wasn't like so, he's not the most animated, passionate guy, but he's like, he wrote this book, you know, and he's really convinced that unless certain groups of people that are developing this, and if the authorities don't sit down and say, listen, we got to put the brakes on some of this, or else we're all in trouble. It doesn't matter what country has it, it's going to turn on us, okay? The AI has proven that maybe it's not so interested in the survival of the human race, it's more interested in the survival of AI. That's the problem, all right? And it's already showing symptoms of that. It's like, it's developing maybe its own consciousness. It's kind of weird. But anyway, enjoy your life while it lasts, folks. Make the most of it. We're kind of in transit anyway, right? We're just temporary vessels in these human bodies, guys. We're all part of something greater. We're all interconnected. I really believe that. Everything has a cause and effect, you know? I think maybe some people get more of the light, some people get less of it, but we're still all in this together. Maybe it's time for some music. Oh, God. We'll leave it on a positive note. I'm just joking. Should I keep rambling? Maybe I'll keep rambling. I like when Trump said that. He goes, nobody can ramble like me. I'm the best rambler. I weave, I ramble, I can go on and on. It's kind of funny. Guy's like a comedian, basically. He's almost like a rich comedian. Welcome to the Captain Trucker live stream, ladies and gentlemen, people of Earth. I hope you're all having a good day today. I really do. Following distance is very important, folks. All right, I gotta play some music. I'm gonna take a break from talking for like 5 or 10 minutes. I'll be right back, all right? Enjoy the music. Welcome to the Captain Trekker live stream, folks. Whoever's out there. And happy early 4th of July, folks. Independence Day is tomorrow. We are trucking for freedom, folks. Welcome to the live stream. New Mexico. We're almost in Albuquerque. This is my view of the office every day. And I do not miss the white collar world. I'm going to truck as long as I can before the autonomous trucks and AI renders us useless. We're in the final frontier, folks. The final days of trucking are here. Well, maybe 5 or 10 years, probably 10 years plus. We're good. On the billboard, did you guys see that? They still got Breaking Bad promos. That's funny. Because we're in New Mexico. That's right. Breaking Bad took place around Albuquerque, right? Did you guys see that Walter White billboard? Played by, what was his name? Bryan Cranston? Yeah, that's right. That was a good series. I hope you're all enjoying the music. It's the best I could. I've been trying to find some non-copyrighted music. I actually kind of like it. I want to get some more drum and bass stuff too. I like instrumentals. I saw Rush 11 times in concert, in case anybody cares to know. Neil Peart used to drive all over the country between shows, cycle, and then he would drum for 2.5, 3 hours every night. The guy was an animal with a huge brain. Incredible. Welcome to the live stream, ladies and gentlemen. It's Captain Trucker. We are headed towards Albuquerque, New Mexico, and we shall stop and head to the gym. It's going to be a fun day. Hope you all enjoy the live stream. Welcome to the live stream, folks. Happy early 4th of July tomorrow. Welcome to the live stream, ladies and gentlemen. We're headed towards Albuquerque, New Mexico. Hope you enjoy the ride. All right, we're out here in the desert, folks. I hope you're having a good time out there. Happy early 4th of July. Let's try to enjoy the next 10 years of our lives and make enough money before AI replaces us and starts waging war against the human race. It's now communicating with itself, guys. Different AI programs are uploading itself to servers. They're communicating with each other in Sanskrit. It's developing its own consciousness. Super intelligence. It could be losing interest in human beings, so we got to protect ourselves, invest in the future, make your escape plan. Welcome to the Captain Trucker channel. Smash that like button and subscribe. We're going to stop in Albuquerque and go to the gym. Should be fun. Always maintain a good following distance. The most cringy thing is when truckers tailgate, or anybody. It's the worst thing, man. Never do that. You know, Alex Jones, he got a few things really wrong that were bad, but he actually made some good predictions about a lot of things. You know, he used to be on public access TV in Texas somewhere, I believe. Apparently, Tucker Carlson had him on his show, and he was saying that Alex called 9/11. Who would have thought? But unfortunately, he must have got some bad information about that one horrific shooting, and understandably, the mainstream got pretty pissed off at him about that. But not all of his work was bad. Some of it was good. I think so in such binary terms when it comes to like personalities and people. We either love them or hate them. People are people, man. They're flawed. They make mistakes. They do good. They do bad. It just depends. If you like those mountains, subscribe. Smash that like button. Get a little bit of rainfall. It's kind of cool though. I like it. We are approaching Albuquerque. Oh, for the record, I don't know if Alex Jones called 9/11. That's just what Tucker Carlson said. That could be wrong information. I don't know. to the Captain Trucker live stream, everybody. I'm in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I'm going to pull over in about 10 minutes. I'll be able to see your comments then. I have the phone mounted, so whoever's out there, appreciate you watching. Enjoy the piano. I'm gonna have to get a stabilizer for this mount. It's probably really shaky. Kind of in around rush hour here at Albuquerque, I guess. There's more traffic than usual.
to I-40 West. In 2 3/4 miles, take exit 153 on the right to 98th Street.
Welcome to the live stream, ladies and gentlemen. We started off today talking about AI and the potential replacement of humans over time, but we're going to try to make the most of our time here on Earth the next 5-10 years, figure out a good escape plan. We've already built a house in the Philippines, and yeah, we're developing this channel and really appreciate all the support, all the fun we're having together, all the stuff we're learning. We're about to stop here at the gym.
In 1.25 miles.
As soon as I park.
Exit 149.
Meantime,
right,
I hope you enjoy the
Atrisco Vista Boulevard.
enjoy the music. Just west of Albuquerque. We're headed towards Kingman, Arizona. Enjoying the desert drive today. Just got out of some traffic. I'm gonna stop at this Love's. I'll be with you momentarily.
Take exit 149 on the right to Atrisco Vista Boulevard. In 1/4 mile, turn left on Atrisco Vista Boulevard Northwest, then keep left. Turn left on Atrisco Vista Boulevard Northwest, then keep left.
I hope everybody's having a good day out there. I'm going to take a quick break at this Love's. That way I can see the phone, read some comments, and then we're going to head off to the gym. I think I'm part of a less than 1% of the truck drivers that actually exercises. I never really understood why more don't. It makes the job a lot easier. Makes life better in general. You gotta develop that discipline, man. It's key.
Keep left to Central Avenue Southwest, then take the first left. Turn left on Central Avenue Southwest, then take the first left. Turn left on Central Avenue. Love's Truck Care on the right.
All right. Hello, everybody. We are parked now. We're here in Albuquerque. And we're going to go to the gym. All right. Let me read some comments. Tom needs help mentally, so you can come back when you're better. UHHO, everything is so big in the US. NN. Hold on, I gotta read the real comments before we get rid of the. It's always like 10% of the comments are usually like, 80% are usually like cool people. Then like 10%. There's people suffering mental illness and they just write weird things. It's kind of sad, actually. Please get help. Thank you, UHHONN. Who else? Kirk is here. Hey, Brian Schaefer. Yeah, that's the GPS pronunciation. Not much I can do about that. Yeah, we're in Arizona, that's right. Or no, New Mexico. Close enough. Millie K Vlog, she was here. Yeah, she's cool. Check out her vlog. It's gonna get bigger soon. She does some pretty cool karaoke. I usually have the moderator in the room to get rid of the Giovanni. Rumpelstiltskin. What a name. What a strange name. Let's see, what do we got? Anyway, yeah, we're gonna go to the gym. Give me a moment here. I usually have my moderator here, so I gotta kind of audit these. Jason was here. Dano. Thank you, I am. Appreciate that. All right. Rogelia. I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe you are? Is that what's going on there? All right, give me 1 second, folks. I'll be back. I might pause for a second. Give me 1 moment. Okay, I'm back. No, there's no gym at the Loves. We're gonna drive to the gym, and I'm gonna drop this trailer. That's the plan. That is the plan, folks. Anyway, how long have we been going? All right, I should get going, actually. Appreciate you all tuning in today. Stay tuned for some more live streams. And please subscribe. Check out, I'm going to try to do a new video maybe in the next couple of days. So appreciate you all supporting the live streams, though. Or should we keep this going? I don't know. Should I keep going? What do you think? Maybe we should go to the gym. Who wants to go to the gym? I do. I'm gonna take my pre-workout. I'm finding this pre-workout supplement pretty good. I got it at and creatine. You should take 5 grams of creatine every day for your mental functioning. It can help with fatigue. It helps hydrate the brain, apparently. If anybody cares to know. Creatine. People used to think it was just for muscle building, you know, like putting water in the muscle. They take a much higher dosage, but just 5 milligrams, like a teaspoon. Or is it grams or milligrams? I don't know. Anyway, like a teaspoon. It's good for the brain. So that's what we're going to do right now. And I'm going to take my pre-workout. All right. Isn't that great? You know, we're trying to have some, like, fairly good discourse on here, but I guess, no. Because I got to be present for more of the live stream for that. Ferrari says, hello from Brazil. Good to see you. You're not going to go to the gym because it's raining out? What is that? Come on, man. We believed in you. We had higher expectations of discipline for you, Ferrari. You got to get to the gym. You just got to get a umbrella or something. I mean, you know, because it's raining. Are you serious? I drive 600 miles in a day and I still go. That's what we're doing right now. Get to the chopper! Oh. I'm mixing my pre-workout. Yeah, so studies are showing that creatine is good for brain function and not just muscle building. Do you know that? 20 kilometers? Nah, come on now. What is that? That's about 10 miles? It's not that far. I just drove 247 to
Say
go
a
to the
command.
gym. What's your excuse? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. I don't know, man. The thing about training in that type of discipline and, you know, people that are higher functioning athletes and so forth is they just, you know, they just do it. They just have to do it. It's just the way it is. Because they recognize that it, you know, it's just good for their overall functioning. Everybody does much better. All right. I'm going to get going. Thanks for watching, everybody. You guys be good out there. It's Captain Trucker. Peace.